All right, another review of an area. I lived in Jamestown, Tennessee a while back. A little bit over a year I was there. I kind of got pushed into living there because all of my plans of moving somewhere else did not really pan out. And I was just exploring all over. And I knew it wasn't ideal, but if you're an open-minded person, I've never been a person that wanted to be in a big bustling city anyway. So it doesn't really bother me to end up in some place that's kind of small, depending on how they use it. Well, I got there, bought a place outright because I had the money at the time. It wasn't a castle, let me tell you. So, bought a place outright. Had a few, about a month, I think, where I just decided, all right, I'm going to explore the area and see what there is to it. And I did. And by the end of that month, I was like, nope, I am not staying here. Absolutely not. Couldn't get a veterinarian to help. Couldn't get a haircut. Couldn't get anybody to work on the house that needed work. I found one mechanic that was exceptional. But, the issue is when you find a good mechanic, you don't need to find one good mechanic. You need 2 or 3. Because chances are a whole lot of other people are going to find that good mechanic. And then you're not going to be able to get your vehicle in. It's not like you can have them working exclusively for you. So, I had them. Couldn't trust anybody else. Tried to have lawnmowers worked on. Couldn't find anybody who could do that. It's like I did the video about Shelbyville. It's kind of the same sort of thing. It's like they don't want anything to do with you. Now, the tragedy here is, I think there's 7,000 people in the entire county. Population of Jamestown is about 2,000. And there's a lot of good people there, and it's not an ugly place as far as the natural beauty goes. There's a lot of sort of potential, small town potential, but it's ruined by these, let's just put it this way. There's a certain person that some of the schools and places are named after. Well, this person's descendants and extended family pretty much run the show everywhere. They got people in every single office, it seems like, in government, in the police force. And it's just a mess because they're dominating everything. And there's if you're not one of that little circle, good luck. Businesses shut down. It just can't survive. And they don't care if it survives. Because it's their little small pond and they need to be the big fish. Don't particularly care for the police force there. And you can Google it. You can Google Jamestown Police. You can Google Fentress County Police. I have had some good experiences with them. But it is what it is. Truth is the truth. If you look this stuff up, there's a lot of bad things that get said. And I witnessed a lot of bad things. I witnessed a lot of bad just corrupt things. I mean, it's one little punk who is a descendant of that name of a school in that area. He didn't have the same last name, but he very much ran the show. He had this big, expensive diesel Chevy, big 4-door diesel truck, and he would run it all over a Walmart parking lot way too fast. And just him and his friends would get over in the corner of the parking lot and shine their bright lights across it and just raise hell and yell at people. He'd never get in any trouble. In fact, he wrecked that truck in Walmart parking lot. Now, here's the funny part. I ran the tags on that truck. It didn't go to that truck. It went to the vehicle before. So that would mean he's running illegal tags and likely didn't have insurance on it. A cop investigated. A cop showed up when he wrecked that truck. So they let him get away with that. They know that he did it, and they let him get away with it. And of course, Daddy fixed his little truck right back up, and he was back raising hell with it again. But that's just, people think that happens all over. It doesn't happen as commonly as you think, but it does happen. And when it happens in a big way. And it's just, you can't get what you need in Jamestown. Chances are you can't, because it's just dead. You're not getting anything at, so it's a charming little place up the hill. You got these little places on the highway and this woodsy area, and it's really nice. And up here, I think you got in Pickett County, you got Byrdstown. And it's even a smaller town, but it wears it well. You know what I mean? And you get down to a Lart, and it's kind of a hole in the road too, but it sort of wears it well. And Pall Mall, and let's see what else we got here. Basically, you have to go to Crossville, or you have to go over to Cookeville, which I never went to Cookeville, so I'm ashamed to say I never made it out to it. Went to Crossville quite a bit. Crossville is good and bad. Grimsley, a little small area, but it kind of wears it well. It's not about how little something has, it's how it uses it. And they have been redoing this road, so that's a little bit better, because it would really pile up going back and forth to Crossville, because there's a certain name right there. Okay, just saying, there's that certain little name. There we go. I was zoomed that far out. You got a lot of potential here. Clark Range. Yeah. And it just doesn't do it well. So I can't really recommend that. I mean, how could I recommend it? What are you going for? It's not about like having a small town, because if somebody's asking about it, they might be interested in a small town. You can look up basic data. It's not about that. There's a lot of small towns. Not every one of them is a hellhole. And unfortunately, that's kind of what we got going here. It is what it is. It's sad, because like I said, there is some potential, and there are a lot of good people there. I met quite a few good people there. But I just don't know if there's any hope for it in Fentress County. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I don't see any way forward with it. If you arrive there, I don't know how. See, I had planned on trying to make things better myself, and even if it was a pipe dream, and even being pipe dreams, I couldn't come up with anything. So some things you just can't help. I would suggest looking elsewhere. I'm going to do some positive videos too, but I guess I'm so used to being disappointed that I'm afraid to speak positive about something and then find out something bad. I mean, you can look right here. They got this little bitty movie theater. I never got a chance to go with that. I like that. I like that idea. But you got basically no grocery stores. You got a Walmart, and that's it. I think you got like a Save-A-Lot or something like that. They managed to kill a food city. You got a nice little coffee shop around the square. It's still there. Like I said, it's not an ugly city. Even the non-natural stuff, the man-made stuff, it's not really ugly. I've seen uglier. But I have to say, if somebody says keep or pass, that's a pass on that one. More later.